Welcome back to A Football Life Backstory. Bill Parcells, presented by Chase. Joining us now by phone is Hall of Fame running back Curtis Martin, who is drafted by Bill Parcells. Curtis, thanks so much for joining us. I wish we could have seen the boy wonder, but I guess we'll get to just listen to you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, and thanks for having me.
Well, yeah, did you have a chance there to watch a little bit of the Football Life Backstory? He just there mentioned that you were the poster child for the NFL, and obviously had such wonderful things to say about you. What did you think about his Football Life documentary?
You know, I thought it was great. I think that it really gives you an inside understanding of the man, Bill Parcells. You know, I always try to describe him to those who are close around me, and one thing that I can say is that he is one person in my life that I'll never forget that has changed my life for the better in so many ways. I remember hearing a guy say a saying. He said that the best thing you can do in life is find out how things work and then work them. Well, you know, Bill Parcells was that mentor to me, and he taught me how life worked. He taught me how football worked. He taught me what it meant to be a professional, and ultimately, you know, he was the first man that I really respected, and he had that insight to teach me how to be a man also. So I'm forever grateful to the man.
We've been sitting here talking to Harry as well, and he talked about the different ways that he would motivate players. And at times, he would give you the pat on the back, and in other players, there were some other choice words that he would use. But there was something I wanted to ask you about that I thought was interesting in the documentary. He said that sometimes purposely being irate instead of rational can be more effective. And I'm not sure if you caught that. He said that creating turmoil gets the attention where you want it. So what do you think about that? Him saying that maybe sometimes it was on purpose and that was the method to the madness.
Well, you know what? I think it depends on who's implementing that technique. You know, Parcells was a guy who demanded respect without even having to demand it. When he walked in the room, you just respected it. It's almost like you would want to stand to attention and salute when he came into the room. So he had the type of respect and the type of authority to demand that from players, and you know, just his aura, you know, just his personality. It's almost as though you feared Parcells. And I know as a player, it's not that you fear him in a bad way, but he's almost like this father that you don't want to disappoint.
Well, you called him your father, like a father, in the note that you wrote him when you gave him your MVP trophy. And I'm really curious about how that all came about. What was behind the decision for you to give him a very special trophy that the team had honored you with?
Well, you know something? It was simple. It was just that, you know, at that point, and even to this day, you know, when I got that trophy and they honored me with it, you know, everyone told me I would never even play in the NFL, and I didn't know how well I would do in the NFL. But Parcells, he believed in me. I believed more than I believed in myself initially, and so for him to take the chance that he took on me to draft me to New England, and then for him to take so much more of a much bigger chance in bringing me to New York, because they didn't need a running back. They had a very good running back here. It meant the world to me, and the faith that he had in me, that was a part of the inspiration and the fire that I played with, because I just didn't want to let him down. So when they gave me that trophy, I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm very grateful for it, but this is the man who I want to give this trophy to, because if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't have happened.
I got to ask you, only because I was so impressed. The penmanship in your letter, very impressive. You have handwriting. I make any girl very, you know, I was very impressed. We were having talks about it here, comparing notes. So, Boy Wonder, let's ask that. Let's talk about that. He gave you the nickname Boy Wonder. Tell me a little bit behind that and the background on that.
Well, I think that was the way he chose to motivate me. After the first game of the season, I ended up scoring a winning touchdown, and we won the game. And all the reporters were around my locker, and he came right in the midst of them and told them all to get away from me. He said he's a one-game wonder. He said, you guys are putting him in Canton already, and he's only a one-game wonder. Tell him to do it for a whole season or for 2 years even. And, you know, he made everyone get away from my locker. And then he told me that I couldn't speak to the media. And so, you know, my goal just became, because I'm a fierce competitor, and when he said that to me, I wanted to make him say 2-game wonder, 3-game wonder, and so on. And eventually he just, started calling me Boy Wonder. So that motivated me.